All right, we're here at Denver Pop Culture Con, no longer allowed to be Comic-Con. I'm here with Dan Connor.
Yes.
Co-creator of My Gal the Zombie and current color artist for Nightmare Before Christmas, Zero's Journey. Yep. It is the first Nightmare Before Christmas book done, correct?
Yes, so it's the first comic book. We have 2 paperback books, and there's going to be 4 in this series. But yeah, it's the official sequel to the movie. It's approved by Tim Burton and everything. So yeah, it's really nice. Really great opportunity.
Kind of a big deal, is what he's trying to say.
No, yeah, it is. It is kind of a big deal.
I've known Dan for a few years now. He actually used to sell me comic books. And yeah, it's so I've known him for a little while, and I
3
know.
years, something like that?
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, and I also know how modest he is, and how.
I try to be fully clothed, not too much revealing clothing. Modesty is good, so I'm joking about clothing, but either way.
I actually run around the same way. I'm kind of modest too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I hope so. I mean, you can't really go around saying, "Oh, I'm a really modest or humble person." That's kind of the opposite. So when people say that, I'm like, I want to be like, I want to do well with stuff. I hope I do. That's the goal. And
you really do, because I see the stuff that you do outside of the industry. You give back. You know, the free comic book day.
Oh, yeah.
For that Zero's Journey. I saw what you did for Christmas. You just gave away a whole bunch of copies.
Oh, yeah. I did.
It's stuff like that attracts me to a creator, because you're obviously not about you're not about the money. You're not about making it. You know, I remember 3 weeks before you went to San Diego Comic-Con, and I said, dude, you're on your way. This is so awesome. And you're like, nah, man. And then 3 weeks later, I saw a post. You had this official Dan Connor San Diego Comic-Con. I was like, oh, that's so cool. I knew it. I know talent when I see it, and here we are, man. I mean, kind of a big deal. And you're a part of Ninja Turtles history now too.
Yeah.
If you want to get a shot at some of these variant covers, blanks that he does, oh man, approved by Kevin Eastman himself.
Yeah, I saw him for a minute last week in Phoenix, and he said that he had this cover. I wasn't sure, because I mean, even though he wrote this issue, I don't know if he keeps like every cover in his collection. So I figured he was aware of it, so I was gonna offer him a copy, but he's like, oh yeah, I already have that one. So that was crazy. Like that was a lot to me, because again, like you never know if someone keeps all the books, you know. So that to me was really cool.
Well, I know for a fact that there's a ton of creators that don't own anything.
Right.
So I mean, to have a variant copy of a local comic book store, I mean, that really means something. I mean, it's I'm super stoked to be sitting next to you. I don't think you realize how fanboy.
Yeah, I don't at all. I use the same bathroom. I wash my hands in the same sink. I don't know.
No, I'm happy this is the thing. Well, I mean, what? Let's kind of dive into a little bit of what got you into it. Just a brief synopsis of why comic books. There's brilliant artists all over the place.
Yeah.
And only a small amount of them decide that comic books are a thing. That's
a good question. I would say for me, it's about, I guess, my background. I read a lot of comics when I was a kid. The first comic I ever got was Archie Ninja Turtles, and then I started reading their Archie Sonic book regularly. That was the first book I collected like every month. And then I would watch a lot of cartoons of characters, but then I started picking up Spider-Man and X-Men as I would get more than a couple dollars a month. Then I could get other books as well. And so I always really liked comics. I always liked to draw. Like this was kind of funny when I was in, like, even kindergarten. I had like notebooks, and I would just draw characters that were derivative of Ninja Turtles, like mutants and monsters with like weapon hands and stuff like that. And then I just kind of continued to draw like that. I started probably actually drawing panel comics, probably like 3rd grade or something. When I was reading comics more regularly. And then in middle school, I kind of continued the same. I was really silly. I gave myself a monthly schedule for different comics that I would do. I mean, I didn't even reproduce them. I wish someone had been like, just photocopy these, but I didn't even reproduce them.
So you were already understanding the importance of deadlines, setting yourself deadlines as a kid without even having an editor throwing deadlines at you. So that's kind of big. So
it was like I knew X-Men came out every month. I knew that X-Men Uncanny was 1 week of the month, and then X-Men was like another week. So I was like, well, I couldn't do a book every week, but I could do a book once a month. And so then in high school, I started webcomics in high school. And then I did an internship with Antarctic Press right out of high school. Yeah. So I actually graduated early, and then I called them up and I was like, hey, because I noticed they were in my area, and so I was like, do y'all need like a janitor or something? It's like I finished school early. I'd recently turned 18 as well.
All the greats start at the bottom of the bottom, man. I'm telling you, that's how it rolls. And it's just all solidifying my fact that I'm talking to a future legend. I'm telling you, dude.
I don't know. Well, you're kind. Yeah. So then, but they said they had internships. So I mean, I still did plenty of cleaning up around there, but yeah. So I started doing comics from there, and continued kind of doing my own things, and then tried to get more paying work, and just did a variety of different stuff. When I started doing coloring more, I got on like Pink Panther and Three Stooges for American mythology, and then that kind of led to the Nightmare Before Christmas a few years ago.
Didn't you do an Underdog thing too?
Yes.
See, that was my introduction to Dan Connor. Actually, was Underdog. Underdog was my shit. And when I read that, I was like, holy shit! This is actually this. I feel like I'm watching the cartoon. This is so.
Cool.
It was spot on. And then I found my gal the zombie, and then I realized that same guy was selling me my comics, and it was pretty awesome, man.
A lot of stuff.
That's
very funny.
You do have a pretty awesome list of stuff you've done. It really is.
I've had a lot of great opportunities. Normally, I just assume it's someone that I knew. You probably was the guy at the comic shop. I just probably figured people knew that, and then they saw that I did the comic or something. I never thought it would be the reverse. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, no.
That's amazing. That's honestly, like, I never imagined that. But yeah, I've gotten to work on a lot of great books. So like Underdog, Adrian Ropp, who's not far down around the corner here, he drew that issue, and then actually he was the one that got me involved with American mythology. And so, I really, it had been a goal for me to work on Turtles for a while, and so I was really glad to do that cover. Hopefully I'll be able to get to do some more as well. I've got a couple that I've been like drawn and whatnot. Hopefully they get approved. They always have to be approved. So that's kind of what got me where I am now. I mean, I want to do all I can with comics, whether conventions or merchandising or just illustrating.
You're definitely running the circuit right now, that's for sure. I've been following you. You're all over the place, man. I'm surprised you had time for little old Denver Pop Culture Con.
This is a huge con. This is a great con. Even though I didn't live here, I'd want to do it. Yeah, I did. I was. I think this is my 4th convention in like 2 weeks or something. 3 weeks. I think 3 weeks.
Yeah, you've been busy. I was wondering if you were still going to make it.
Yeah. I drove home a few days ago, and then I did the con.
Oh man, this is so awesome. Well, I really do appreciate you carving out the time. I'm starting to see that there's a lot of people that want to talk to you. I mean, look at this. We've got the Tokyo Pop's colorist for their #1 selling book, Nightmare Before. It's doing very well. Mad Gal the Zombie, an original artist creation. A part of Ninja Turtles history.
It's crazy.
I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm gonna let you get on with selling some stuff too. I'm gonna buy some of that hot sauce. Get a shot of that hot sauce, man. Get a shot of the hot sauce. Oh yeah.
And it's bottled here. I do the artwork. I don't make the sauce, so I do the art on it. So I can brag on the sauce. I really, really like it.
Right on, man. Well, thank you so much, Dan. It's been a pleasure. You have a good con.
I appreciate it.
Yes. Take care.
I will.